So this is Rob Fennelly, Regional Planning Officer in the Southern Regional Assembly. Rob, when did you become interested in planning and how did you become a planner?
I became interested in planning from a geography background more so. I was always interested in the history of places, how they formed, developed, regenerated themselves over time. But I was always curious as to why some places just were more vibrant, more attractive, more interesting than others. How come they had more amenities? So I became aware around the 90s of the work of local authorities and different regeneration initiatives, and I was curious to know what the career paths were to work in a line of work involved in the regeneration of places.
So Rob, where do you work, and I guess how many years have you worked as a planner?
I work in the Southern Regional Assembly. As a regional planning officer, it's one of 3 regional assemblies in Ireland. It forges links between the European Union, national and local level through regional spatial and economic planning and the management of European regional development funds. We work across 10 constituent local authorities in our region. I've worked for over 20 years in planning now at this stage. I've worked in local authorities on development management consents. I've worked in forward planning, local area plans, development plan policy, social housing regeneration projects. I got to travel abroad with the career. The course I'd done was accredited and recognised internationally. The work experience you get in Ireland is always very highly valued. So I worked in Auckland Council in the city centre for a couple of years on consenting city centre projects. I'm now with the Regional Assembly since 2016.
Wonderful. So what does your day-to-day job entail?
Well, we're currently at the implementation stage of our strategy, so our day-to-day job is more or less revolves around the implementation of our policies. We make submissions to local authorities on the making of their city and county development plans to make sure they align with the regional strategy. We make submissions to national government policies and plans to make sure we're getting balanced regional development, regional infrastructure investment and funding, and we support the work of our constituent local authorities.
Lovely. And what is your favourite aspect of being a planner?
I like the fact that as a planner you get to work with a variety of different professions. You get to work with ecologists, architects, engineers. The work is always teamwork. A planner invariably ends up being the one perhaps coordinating and pulling together a project. So it's a great position to be. I always find the role of the planner is highly valued at that table. I also find it's a creative profession. For sure, there are rules, guidelines, regulations you follow, but in terms of how you engage with people, how you consult, how you research, how you upskill yourself, how you communicate with communities and elected members, these all make a difference to the organisation you work with or the sector you work in, and can make a real difference and positive impact for places we plan for.
So Rob, what is the area of planning you're most interested in then?
I've always been interested in citizen engagement and participatory planning. I've seen good outcomes. So when we were preparing our strategies, we were careful to make sure we had community workshops, good stakeholder engagement, and looking at post a plan being made, the implementation stage. So like project management approaches to implement policy, and to go back to those that you engaged with at the start to show where your inputs made a difference and how you helped us implement a better plan for better outcomes. That's what I get the most rewards from in the job.
So I guess what advice would you give someone who's interested in becoming a planner?
I'd say pursue it. I think planners will be at the forefront of the transformative change Ireland needs to go through to achieve our objectives for Ireland 2040. We have huge challenges, and the holistic skills that a planner will bring will be hugely valued and needed. I think a course in planning is a great foundation from which there are multiple career paths and different areas of specialty you can pursue within your career. So I highly recommend it.
So Rob, my final question for you is, what do you see for the future development of Ireland, and how do you feel planners can contribute to this?
Well, the future direction of planning in Ireland is well set out in national policy through the National Planning Framework and Project Ireland 2040, but transformative change is needed and there's huge challenges in this. I think planners will be front and centre on this. We need to build the right development in the right locations. We need to have inclusive planning, bring citizens with us, and we need to design more in tune with nature and protection of natural resources. I could see the role and skills of planners being essential for this.
Rob Fennelly, thank you very much.
Thank you.